Vinnie's memoir is Lost Without You is out now. If you saw Vinnie on Piers' show the other day, which was very, very emotional. All I want to say about the book is, and I want to say something about it, and then obviously you should say something about it, and then I want you to have a lovely day, because I'm very, very fond of you, Mr. Vinnie Jones. I was reading some of the book over the weekend, and it really is honest and beautiful and lovely and normal about how you and Tanya got together and the process of losing your best mate in the world. And it's very, very honest book. And part of me wants to ask you why you would write it.
I wrote it and my daughter to help others. It's a terrible thing to go through. I want people to understand a little bit what's coming, what they're going to go through. We didn't have a clue, you know, and although Tansy was getting worse and worse over the years, you know, there's nothing that can prepare you for the last gasp of breath, really, Moylesy. It's an absolute devastation, and we didn't know how to deal with it. You go through a numbness, then you go through like an anger thing. Everybody's pulling different ways. They all want their own thing. We should do this, we should do that. Then you go through the fatigue. You wonder what's wrong with you, and you get to 2 or 3 o'clock and you're just shattered. You got a light, you know, it's like the oil light comes on in your car and you got to pull over. And then what I did was I phoned the mechanic, because, you know, you can't do it on your own, I don't think. And I think reading up on it helped me understand the different stages, and, you know, to phone somebody who I called a mechanics of life, of grief, of mental health. You know, they do help you understand it. The thing I don't like, Moylesy, is this tag of mental health, because it scares people, especially blokes. Look, I worked on the building site before I got into football and filming. In the winter, our boys go to work in the dark and they come home in the dark. Where have they got time to go and book into, you know, Dr. So-and-so? You know, it's hard for them. But I think if they read, it will encourage them to go and see somebody and understand it better, because it's a frightening thing, and it's very lonely. It's very lonely, because what you do consciously, I think COVID helped me a bit, because I became on my own quite a lot, and I was quite happy with that. And you shy away from a lot of people. I'm quite happy. You know, I was always, you know, at Wimbledon, Leeds and all that, round all the lads. I was like one of the boys, big time, you know, and I've always been like that. And since Tansy left us, I've become more of a loner, and it's really surprised me. But it's good for the healing. I think it gives you a lot of time to think about things. I saw a fantastic YouTube video of a Major General in the Marines talking to the passing out parade, and he said, you know, you should, going out into the army and, you know, fighting for your country, you should always make your bed in the mornings. It gives you a great start of the day, and it also, don't matter how bad your day has been, you can come home to a bed that you made and you prepared it. So that's my first preparation of every day, Moylesy, is to make that bed. And then unconsciously, your mind has a chat with my mind, as a chat with Tans. So also, Tansy had a heart transplant when she was 21. So she wrote a lot of diaries about when she died and when she passed over and when she came back, and having a little daughter just been born, because she gave birth to Kaylee and then her heart collapsed. You know, and they had this such a special bond, this spiritual bond. So Kaylee has spoken in the book, and she's talked about and put in Tanya's diaries, which is so touching. It's It's beyond. But I think everybody knows me. I've always said over 30 years, I've always put my hands up when I'm wrong. I've always worn my heart on my sleeve. I've always give 1,000,000% for supporters when I'm on a football field. And that's what we've done with the book. And it's there to help people.
Well, that's very powerful stuff, Vinnie. It is called Lost Without You. It is out now, and I urge everyone to get it and buy it and read it. Whether you read books or not, whether you read books in one sitting or stick it by the bed and read a bit every night, and it's a lovely. I've not read all of it yet. I'm just going through it, but it's very honest and it's very real.
The Chris Moyles Show.